boils down to, right? So I'm gonna record this call. This is your very first time being on a training call with myself. You guys, my name is Joshua Wheaton, 24-year-old full-time entrepreneur and day trader within the community. You know what I'm saying? I get money on both sides of the business. Right now, we have $300 on this gold sale. I set the pending order. We got the entry. We down in profit right now, and business is up as well too. I got somebody right now that I'm about to check in with in the next few minutes who should actually have a list of a brand new 50 people who should be partnering up with her in terms of locking in with me. But let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, so let me go to my notes so I can stay on topic because y'all know I flow and we'll be on here for hours. So I don't even want to do that to y'all. I don't want to do that to y'all. If y'all got y'all notes, drop a one in the chat. If y'all could turn y'all cameras on and show me who the millionaires on this call are, definitely turn those cameras on as well. I see Tara because she working and got the camera on and locked in. Let's see. So the topic of this call is turning vision into execution, right? A lot of people, they get into the industry, they get into the space, and they start to figure out, is that an excuse, Kayla? No, I'm just joking. I'm on one today. But a lot of people they get into the industry, they go throughout life and they got a vision, they got an idea, and they got goals of where it is that they truly want to be. And I truly believe that the only thing in the way from us having an idea of where we want to be is simply taking action, right? Executing the plan, having a plan, and just taking action on the plan, you guys. So, pretty much, I'm gonna break this down into a few different sections. Okay, I got to try to follow my notes. I wrote this up real quick before this call. Um, so first thing I want to talk about is just pretty much the core message. And the core message of this call, and just from my experience of knowing, how tough it is to go out there and win at a high level if you don't take action, if you don't execute. I want you guys to write this down and understand that vision without execution becomes frustration. Okay? It becomes frustration. Many people can see their next level very, very clearly. Some of you guys, your next level may be becoming a funded trader. Some of you guys' next level may be wanting to be 3 and free. Some of you guys' next level may be wanting to hit platinum, founder, sapphire, ruby, diamond, blue diamond, whatever, legend, right? Some people talk about how they want freedom. But the problem isn't that the vision isn't clear. You clearly drop a one in the chat if you know what you want. We all clearly know what we want. But the problem is the execution and the consistency of the execution. That's where the problem lies. That's where a lot of people get stuck and lost in the sauce, right? And so the first thing I want to break down to you guys is something that I was able to learn that started to make a lot of sense for me. I don't want to erase that. All right, we're just gonna focus on this side of the board, y'all. I'm cooking up a brand new community that I'm building to launch new business owners. It's about to be insane, y'all. Like y'all, they're gonna be wondering how I started doing it so fast, and it's about to be crazy. So I want to show y'all this, all right? All right. So what does that kind of look like? What do that look like? Any guesses?
Like a bug.
A bug, a bug, an ant. All right, all right. So, what does an ant have? What does a bug have? Right? They got a head. They got a body. So this is something with a body, right? So I want y'all to understand that in terms of life and in terms of us being humans, right? We are the God's highest form of creation. And what that means is that we can do things, y'all talking about a bug. We can do things that bugs can't do. We can do things that animals can't do. We have control, we have power, we have free will. Like I don't know if y'all know, but ants are like programmed. Did y'all know that? Like they don't have their own mindset to say, all right, I don't want to be an ant today. I want to be a millionaire. No, ants are programmed to accomplish a goal, to do a job. So they're gonna build the ant hill. They're gonna go find the food. They're gonna go and hibernate or whatever they do in the times where they're not working. But an ant is programmed to work, right? We I wish we was kind of programmed like ants. We would be a lot more successful. If we would just be, hey, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone, study the charts, and that'll be all that we do. But the problem for us is that we got our own free will and we not programmed to do what's gonna help us be successful. So we wake up and we choose what we're gonna do and what we're not gonna do. And I want you guys to know that your decisions are gonna be the results that you have. Okay? Before I do this training, I want y'all to take a moment right now. And I want you to picture yourself a year from now, right? Picture yourself November 17th, 11:17 a.m. a year from now. And I want y'all to look at that. I want you to look at the future version of yourself. I want you to look yourself in the face. And I want you to really think about it. Is that person smiling, happy, appreciative, or is that person pissed off? All right? Is that person like what y'all think? What do y'all want it to be? Do y'all want to be a happy a year from now? Do y'all want to be grateful a year from now? Yes or no in the chat? I don't even know how to do a backflip, but the future, a year away, a year from now, that me is doing backflips right now. Like, dang, shout out to you. So I want you to understand that right now, today, you are in control of what that person looks like a year from now, how that person feels a year from now. The decisions that you take in the moment creates your future. Okay? So every day I challenge y'all to say this out loud, right? Every day, right? This is something we used to do in our community. EFD. If we got some people on this call, I don't know if y'all cuss or nothing. So let's just say every freaking day, EFD, every freaking day, right? Rent is due. Every day rent is due. What is the rent, right? The rent might be, you putting in the work to get that dream car, have that dream house, live that dream life. Every freaking day rent is due. And so what that means is you got to pay your dues, right? And there are people in this world who wake up and constantly make a decision to not pay their dues, and they evict themselves from their goals. They get evicted from their goals. This is the life that I want to live. This is where I want to be. But if you don't pay to stay, you can't stay there. You can't stay in those goals. You can't live in that vision that you have. So every freaking day, rent is due. You got to say, this is what you got to wake up every day and visualize where you want to be and say, I'm going to do what it takes. Okay? So this diagram right here that I'm breaking down for you guys, I want you to understand that everything starts as a thought, right? Right? Thought. So this right here is your mind. This right here is your body. So everything starts as a thought. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. That is the most powerful thing ever. Y'all ever heard like those stories where, I think my little sister was telling me about this little girl, right? It was a little girl who mom used to tell her that she was like paralyzed. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. But her mom was like kind of sick in the head, had some issues. And she was telling her daughter like, yo, you can't walk. You can't walk. Gypsy Rose, right? And so those were the thoughts that the little girl had. And because those thoughts were programmed for her, it changed everything about her, right? Like how people say, certain medicine, like, I think I've seen like, or heard like videos and things like that where they'll be like, yeah, this medicine will do this for you. Or yeah, drink this. This liquor. I forgot, I seen a video on TikTok. It was like, drink this. And the person started acting drunk. Like they really started acting drunk. And it was because the thought was that this was going to get me to be a different person. This was going to get me to act out of body. Your thoughts are everything, okay? And so the reason why your thoughts are so important is because your thoughts create your feelings, right? Your thoughts create your feelings. You wake up thinking you're going to have a bad day. Guess what? You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad. How many of us know that? That's a few bad thoughts turn into us just not feeling good. A few bad thoughts just turn into everything completely changing and turning around. Drop, let me know in the chat. Have y'all ever experienced that? A few bad thoughts. Okay? And so before I talk about the body, I want you to understand what creates the thoughts. Right? What creates the thoughts? It is your environment. Okay? This is the body. So if we draw on a body, I want to show y'all what it is. Right? So this is the person's head, right? This is their neck, and this is their body. So when it comes down to your environment, these things right here that I'm the only things that I've drawn, this right here is the main things you have to control, right? You have to control your eyes, what you see, and you have to control your ears of what you hear, because what you see and what you hear creates the thoughts that you create. Does that make sense? You start hearing, I can't, you're going to start thinking, I can't. You start to see people give up, you're going to start to give up. That is the downfall of community. I'm not going to lie. This is why I'll be like, I'm always going to bring new people here because I cannot get comfortable with the people that are in, that's like a Ninja Turtle or something, but I can't get comfortable with what we have because a lot of people quit and give up on things. And so if we just stay together and no new people, no new energy, no new vibes come in, the environment is going to be real dry, real comfortable, real quitty, real lazy. So we always got to change our environments. This is why going to events are important. This is why getting on Zoom calls, even if you feel like you heard it, even if you feel like you know it, this is why that is important. I always put myself in environments to hear and see people who are more successful than me, who knows more than what I know, so that it could change the way that I think. The person that brought me into this industry, who's not even in the industry anymore, I thank him for everything. Because when I went to his house, he used to say, like, I used to talk. I used to be like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm broke. He'd be like, what you just say? Bro, watch your mouth. I'm like, watch my mouth? Well, I'm older than you. What do you mean, watch my mouth? I used to be like, yeah, bro, I don't know if I could. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. You keep talking like that, bro. You gonna have to go home. I'm like, go home? Boy, I done brought 10 people into your business. You finna kick me out? Yeah, all right. Go home. But he was extremely controlling over the things that he allowed himself to hear. And it just started changing the way that I would act. And I started acting the same way. We would get in the car and he would play Bob Proctor. He would play personal development. And I'm like, bro, put on that little baby. We finna go to the gym. Like, we finna work out, bro. I'm trying to, like, turn me up. If I'm lying, I'm dying. We would get in his 2001 Monte Carlo and he had a Lamborghini picture on the steering wheel. He had a Lamborghini picture taped to his steering wheel. That's how serious he was. I'm like, yo, this guy's a lunatic. This guy is nuts. He think this Monte Carlo gonna turn into a... That's the average person's mindset. But what a lot of people fail to realize, or from the outside looking in, I didn't realize that he was training himself to see what it is that he wanted on a regular basis. He was training himself to hear from the successful people so that he could program his mind to think successful thoughts. Does that make sense? So if we want to change our life, It first starts in our thought process. We got to start thinking like rich and wealthy and successful people. 3 and free, oh, that's easy. That got to be the mindset. I was on the phone with somebody. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make the list." I said, "Yeah, make 25 to 30 minimum. I mean, 25 to 50 minimum on that list." She said, "Oh, well, I'm a TRY, but I think I could get like 35." I said, "If it was a guaranteed 6 figures waiting for you, after you wrote 50 names on that paper, would you put 50 names on that paper?" What y'all think she said? Yes. Yes. So you not finna think limited. I'm not gonna allow you to do just enough, the bare minimum. I told you 25 to 50 to see what you was gonna say. You said 35. I really meant 50 bare minimum, or don't call me back. Don't call me. What? You hit me up telling me you wanted me to help you. Right? You gotta do what's advised. So thoughts. We gotta start to change the way that we think. Okay. So some ways that y'all can do this is start to listen to personal development. Right? It was a point in time in my life I unplugged my TV, my game started collecting a bunch of dust, and I wasn't watching TV no more. I literally completely cleansed myself. Right? So I'm gonna be honest, y'all probably heard of this term in a negative way. But I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Drop a 2 in the chat if you come from a lacked environment. If you come from negative people, if you come from an environment of broke people, if we could be honest. Y'all, we need to be cured. We got to be cured, y'all. And how you cure yourself, you got to brainwash yourself. You got to, like, when something is dirty, what you do? When your shirt is smelling bad, it ain't smelling like it was new. What do? You throw that thing in the washer and you clean it. When your car you could barely see out the front windshield, there's bugs and grease and smudge. What do? You wash it, you clean it. So if we was born into an environment, when you're born, there's no thoughts. You have nothing to even think about. You don't even know how to think. And then the things that you start to hear starts to plant seeds into your mind of understanding. It starts to plant seeds into your mind of awareness. So a lot of us are coming from environments where we have no awareness on how to become rich and wealthy. We have no awareness of what the habits of rich and wealthy people are. So we got to start to put ourselves in those environments to plant those positive thoughts, those successful thoughts, so that we could create money trees. We got to plant those seeds for money trees. Okay? So I brainwashed myself. I stopped watching the Netflix. I stopped spending so much time on social media. Like, I really got super frustrated. It was times where I would have an alarm for me to then get on Instagram to send my DMs. And y'all know that timer? I set the timer to where I could only be on Instagram for 30 minutes to an hour a day. 30 minutes in the beginning of the day, 30 minutes at the end of the day. Because in between time, I was wasting time scrolling, watching girls have little to no clothes on, watching people do this, watching that. And it wasn't pouring nothing positive into my mind. Nothing positive, nothing beneficial to helping me reach my goals. So I want y'all to understand that your goal is here, right? It's a trophy. Your goal is here. What does the trophy say? Let me know what's the trophy say? Does this say founder? Right? Does this say funded trader? What does this say? What does the trophy say? What is the goal? Legend. Oh, I like that. I like that. Terica said her trophy says legend. Right? Legend is already there. You don't got to go out there, become Albert Einstein, and create legend. Legend is there. It's on the comp plan already. You know what legend is waiting for? Legend is waiting for you to move your body and get to it. Move your body and get to it. So everything starts as thoughts. Those thoughts create feelings. You have positive thoughts, you're going to feel good. When you feel good, guess what? You know how they say you look good, you feel good, you what? You do good. You do good. Your actions are good actions. So your body is what takes action. And in order for your body to take action, you have to feel good. Some days you're not going to feel good, but the way that the body works is sometimes when you program the body to do certain things, it's going to do it regardless. It's going to do it regardless. It's going to do it when all of this right here sometimes don't make sense. It's going to do it even when you're not feeling the best. It's going to do it even when you having negative thoughts. I sat at the same income level for years, and watch people quit, watch people give up. My environment was quitters. My environment was doubtful. I started really thinking like, dang, is it over? Is it over? But I got so accustomed to getting up and doing the Zoom calls, getting up and talking to people, getting up and creating content about my business that my body was already in a habit of doing IPAs. That stands for income producing activities. My body was already programmed to effortlessly do IPAs. You know how right now it might be a struggle for me to tell you, yeah, get on Zoom, put 3 people on it and show them the business? Because you don't have a habit of doing that. You don't have a habit of doing that. But I do. You tell me, Josh, get 3 people on the Zoom call right now and show the business. Bet. Yo, what's good, bro? This Josh. I really ain't got a lot of time to talk right now, but what are you doing in the next 10 minutes? I don't got to think about the invite. The invite is in me. I don't got to think about how to get somebody on the Zoom. I don't got to think about where to find the link, how to share my screen. I do it effortlessly. So you got to ask yourself, what are the income producing activities that are going to get you to your goal? Plug it into the live session if this says funded trader. Promoting your business if this says 3 and free, founder, sapphire, ruby, diamond, blue diamond, legend, crown ambassador. Whatever this says, you got to ask yourself, what are the actions that my body needs to do? And then before you start telling your body to do, this is the problem. A lot of people, oh, I don't want to, did I finish this? All right. So the reason why a lot of us get into business, how many of y'all feel stuck in business right now? Be honest. It's a feeling. We could change it though. Drop me in the chat if you feel stuck in business right now. Wow. Terica said me first, and she's one of the hardest working people on this call right now. That's crazy. That is crazy. Terica saying me in the chat and is one of the closest people to hitting sapphire. It's crazy to me. She was the first one to say that. Wow. She ain't joking about legend, y'all. I think she's serious. How many of y'all feel like Tara could be going hard? Drop a 5 in the chat if y'all think Tara could be going hard. This might change the way that she feels. I believe Tara could be going hard. Look at all those people that believe in you, Tara. They don't think that you're stuck. They don't see that you're stuck. So a lot of people are not succeeding in business right now. Because for one, they don't put themselves in environments to learn the know-how, right? You don't get on the Zoom calls to learn the trainings. You don't take the notes so that you know how to apply it. I just did a whole TikTok and social media training for a bunch of people who, I mean, a lot of those people were in my business. Not like 90% of that call was in my business. Well, yeah. A lot of those other people are in Joey Wilson's business, Matthew Thayer's business, Ali's business, and they ain't got nothing to do with me. And I just gave them the training that I've been giving y'all forever. And I got a bunch of people in my DM. Yo, can I get a 3-way? Yo, can you talk to somebody? Yo, bro, that call was amazing. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to run with it. Dang, I wish he was in my business. But a lot of people feel stuck and don't know the income producing activities of business because they just simply don't show up. They don't come to the events. They don't show up to the Zoom calls. It's an option for them. It's an option. So you got to make a habit to really learning how to do this business. You got to plug into the Zoom calls. You can't miss it. But what you do know how to do is work a job. All right? Everybody knows how to work a job, right? Drop a one in the chat if you ever had a job and you know how to work your job. All right? Now, I'm going to explain to you guys why people are able to get a paycheck at their job. Because your job doesn't require you to think for real. They tell you what to do. You start thinking about what you want to do, what you don't want, you're fired. Get up out of here. You're fired. You start waking up, feeling yourself, talking about, yeah, well, I think we should do it this way. I think you should shut up and do your job or go home. That's what they go. I think you should shut up or go home. Nobody asks for your input. We have a system here, and you're either going to follow it or find somewhere else to work. And we know that. We know we fired if we don't do what they tell us to do. So guess what we do? We wake up, we grab the strings, we attach it to our arms and our legs, and we allow them to puppet us around. That was lit, huh? Y'all wasn't expecting where that was going, did y'all? Yeah, we allow them to puppet us around and tell us to do this, do that. So I need for us to identify where it is that we really want to be, and we got to hire ourselves until we develop the habits to do it effortlessly. You got to hire yourself for your business. This is a job until it's a business. A business owner got people doing the work for them, got a team of people doing the work with them, or have technology. If Instagram and TikTok ain't bringing your business customers right now, you ain't got technology. If you ain't got people in your business right now waking up, picking up the phone, working, you don't have a business right now. It's just you. And in the beginning, it is going to be just you. But my question is, how long do you want it to be just you? A small time or a long time? A short term or long term thing? You want to have to do the work forever by yourself? I promise you, you probably don't. All right, yes or no? I mean, no. No. So we got to put ourselves in the environments to get our mind right, to have proper thoughts, have proper expectations, so that we could control our feelings. Okay? So I'm going to tell you guys how I control my thoughts. Okay? I would do something where it's, I forgot what it's called, but you got to redirect your negative thoughts. Write that down. I have to intentionally redirect my negative thoughts. Whenever your mind starts to say, well, I don't know if I can do, yes, I can. Cut it off as soon as it starts. Don't even allow that thought to finish its sentence. Well, I'm gonna do it. Like, just like Nike, just do it. Like, anytime you think about doing something that could possibly help your business, don't think about it, just do it. Every time. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna contact them anyways. I don't know if she gonna join. She gonna join, yep. Mm-hmm. If not today, she gonna join tomorrow. If not tomorrow, at some point, she gonna join. He gonna join. All right? Because how many of us really, I want y'all to really know that the negative thoughts don't help you. How many of y'all want help? I want help, y'all. I do not want to do this life thing by myself. I want help in business. I want help in life. I want to wake up and breakfast be cooked already sometimes. I wake up, I look at the kitchen. I'll be like, so ain't nobody gonna make no breakfast? So ain't nobody gonna make no breakfast. And it's just me here talking to myself. I want help. Help me. Please. Right? We all want help. So what we got to understand is that the longer we take to do the work, we're not going to get the help that we need. We're not going to get. So, and then when we have negative thoughts, those negative thoughts do not feed our goals. Those limiting beliefs only limit your goals. You say you want to hit legend, but you wake up thinking and feeling like you could barely go 3 and free. Do you think that person a year from now is a legend? If you wake up today barely thinking you could go 3 and free? You think that person a year from now is a funded trader with big withdrawals? If you waking up today thinking you can't finish the course, you can't take notes, you can't catch every Zoom call, You can't plug into the live sessions? Come on. You think you're going to be able to help create successful people in your business, but you think people won't join you? None of those negative thoughts are helping you. So why use it? That's like just waking up and putting nails in front of your driveway before you pull out every morning. Like, why are you doing that? It's not helping you. That's making more problems. We are currently sprinkling more problems on our goals by having negative thoughts. How many of us are going to make a commitment to challenge those negative thoughts? All right, whip them into shape. You know, when I used to get in trouble, my parents did not hesitate to pull off that belt, y'all. I need y'all to start pulling off that belt on them negative thoughts. I need y'all to start giving the biggest butt whooping ever on them negative thoughts until they don't come back no more. You know, those things my parents used to keep whooping me for, it got to a point I was like, all right, bro, y'all gonna stop putting y'all hands on me. Y'all gonna stop, you gonna stop putting your hands, I'm finna stop doing this. I'm not doing this again. The first butt whooping probably didn't do it. It was probably the third one. The third or fourth, I was hard headed, y'all. Third or fourth one whooped me into shape. I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna shut up in class, okay? I'm gonna shut up. I don't even want to talk. I'm in the classroom like this because my butt hurting in the seat. so so you gotta fix and shift your thoughts. And so ways that I do this is in the morning when I wake up, I started meditating, y'all. And my mind is such a like a racetrack. I'll be like meditating and I start thinking about other stuff. So what I did was I would go to YouTube and I would look up 10-minute guided meditation, 15-minute guided meditation. And I would just sit down in a quiet space. I would go to the sauna, right? When I was back home. Some of y'all remember I was in the sauna every day. I would go to the sauna. I would put my headphones in and I would just like try to clear my mind, right? Said try. I'm sorry, y'all. Nobody caught it. So I'm gonna put $5 in my savings account. All right. I caught it. So I would literally sit there and clear my mind. Anytime a thought would go somewhere, I would just recenter and refocus. I told y'all about the 7 spiritual laws of success. In that book, it talked about how your life could completely change if you just take 10 minutes to yourself in a quiet space. How many of us take time? How many of us feel like we need more time to ourselves? Right? My mom's on the call, probably feel this heavily. All right. Hubby expecting everything, kids expecting everything, needing everything, you just ripping and running. Right? My kids who still live, my people who still live with their parents. Y'all probably feel this way too. My mom used to be like, can you take me? Can you take me? Can I leave me alone? Please. Running me around. All right. So you guys gotta really take time to yourselves. And I challenge y'all to start to do this before you do anything. Because if you could fix your, like how your parents used to say, fix your face before you go and like, you know, how y'all ever got yelled at in the car and then you go into the family function talking about, hey, everybody. I used to get in trouble a lot, y'all. I was a bad kid. I was a trouble kid. But my parents used to tell me, fix your face before you get up in here because everybody gonna know that I just whooped you and this and that. Fix your face. So I need y'all to wake up and fix your thoughts. Get yourself together in the morning before you go work anybody's job, before you go work anybody's business, build anybody's company, take any trades in a trading account, fix your thoughts. And an easy way to do that is to meditate in the morning and write down your goals. Meditate in the morning, pray to God, meditate in the morning, and write your goals. There's no better way to start your day than having thoughts of what you want. And that's going to give you the good feeling. And then the good feeling is going to make your body be more compliant to taking action. And when you take the action, you get a lot closer to the results that you want. And then what a lot of people don't talk about, you might have a big goal, but it's about them little money bags that come along the way. It's about them little goals that get hit that's gonna start to make it a point to where your thoughts and feelings don't even matter and your body just don't go. Your body is just on go because the success and the progress is what's fueling you. Okay? I know this look like a bunch of scribble scrabble. I hope ain't nobody join in after I started explaining everything because you might be lost. But I want y'all to look at it like this. Your mind is the engine of the car. Your body is the wheels, is the gas, is the fuel. No, I said that the wrong way. The body is the engine. My bad, y'all. The body is the engine. It's what keeps the car running. The fuel is the mind. So you got to continuously fuel your mind with positive thoughts, right? When you pour gas in the car, it go through the little gas thing, and then you got the pistons, and it just ignites. It ignites the car, allows the car to start up, and it keeps the car flowing. And so we have to maintenance. You know how you got to change your oil every now and then, replace the fuel pump. You got to maintenance your mind in order to take the actions that you want, you guys. I spent a little bit too much time on that, and my phone then died, and I lost my notes. But let me know in the chat real quick, y'all. Who's gaining value so far? Is this making sense? Are y'all following me? Are y'all following me? Let me see if I can pull my notes up from my computer. If I could close this thing out. I had some points that I really wanted to hit on. And I want to make sure that I get this to y'all so that we could go crazy this week. What is wrong with this? Y'all know how the iPhone be turning on right away. Why my phone want to take forever to turn on? All right, I found the notes. All right, so I broke down to you guys the diagram of how your thoughts, your mind, your body, all of that works to take action. Okay. So just a quick recap. What you think of becomes the language of your mind. Thoughts like I can't, it's hard, I'm behind, I'll do it later. These are all thoughts that trigger your emotional state. And your feelings dictate your energy and your drive and your confidence towards what it is that you're doing. If your thinking is weak, your emotions will be weak. It will start to build procrastination, anxiety, overthinking, and self doubt. Okay. And your actions are behavior. Okay. Your emotional state becomes your physical state. So low emotions equals low action. High emotions equals high action. I'm pretty sure all of us have heard people talk about high energy equaling what?
High income.
High income. High energy equal high income. Why? Because when your energy is at a high level, you produce more. And in order to make more money, you just got to produce it. The government could turn off the money machines and no more money will be made or produced. All right? So if we want the results, we got to produce the results by taking high action. And the only way we're going to be feeling like taking high action is if we got high energy. Your body and behavior always follow your emotional pattern. And if you start to really learn yourself, some of y'all don't know what people say when they say, like, when they talk about learning yourself, like love, even loving yourself. The only way you can love yourself is if you know yourself. You got to really learn yourself and know how to get yourself on track. I know what demotivates me. I know that if I don't grind for a little period of time, even the money could keep flowing. The money could keep coming. Y'all, I'm paid. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Every Tuesday, I'm paid. I didn't put in enough work to where I'm paid. But I didn't been at points in my life where I'm making the most money ever. And I just don't feel good. I'm making the most money ever and I'm not even doing I'm not taking the action that I need to take. And so I know myself enough to know how to reset. I know how to refocus. I know how to realign with what it is that I want. I know what video I could watch. It's like 2 videos. I could put those videos on at my lowest moments, and it reminds me exactly where I started, why I started. And it gets me back going. I could pull up my journal and I could go back to where I was praying to God to be able to make $5,000 a month. I could go back and write down when I had goals of having a car. I could go back and I could watch videos when I was watching my mom and my dad struggle and me talking about how I wanted to change their life, and now they get paid every single week. I could go back to those moments where I lost everybody in my business and then look at the stuff that happens today and be like, yo, this is nothing. Right? And so to move on, results, you guys, your results are simply a reflection of your actions, the actions that you consistently take. Action equals progress. Inaction equals pain. Write that down. You're not blocked. Nothing's holding you back. You're just not moving. You're not executing. And after all of that, you want to reduce, reuse, recycle, and go through the process again. The results you produce reinforce your thoughts. You start to think better about yourself when you get a win. I remember when Kayla couldn't get a sign up. I remember when Terica couldn't get a sign up. I remember when Jocks couldn't get a sign up. And then now they're getting results. They're getting new enrollments, new customers, new business partners. Now get it up and making a TikTok is nothing because they know that that's what recreates more progress. Good actions leads to good results, and good results lead to stronger self-belief. No action leads to no results, and if you get no results, it's not working for me. Maybe trading is just not for me. It's just not my thing. Nobody wants to join me. Maybe I should just focus on trading. You need money to trade. So, all right, keep focusing on risking money and you got little to no money to risk. That doesn't make sense. That's not the solution. That's you just covering up your problems and hoping that a miracle happens. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is how to shift into execution mode today. Moving forward today, how to get into execution mode. And this is where you really want to take notes if you're not already. So number one, you want to change your thoughts in order to change your state. Okay? And the way that you change your thoughts is by hearing new things, seeing new things, and affirming new things over your life and over yourself. All right, some things y'all can say to yourselves is, look, I execute even when I don't feel like it. I move with purpose. All right, I'm committed to the version of the future version of myself. And understanding that actions cure everything. Right? I never really believed in depression. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't even know what depression was until I was a teenager. And that's because in my household, my parents, when we was homeless, when we was knocking on grandma's door like, grandma, yeah, can we sleep here? My mom ain't never sit back and say, leave me alone, baby, I'm depressed. I've never heard depression or the word depressed come out of my parents' mouth. All I seen them do was keep working, keep moving. So that's not to say that depression ain't a real mental thing and ain't something that's real that that's not to say none of that. But what that is to say is that if you use the way that you feel as an excuse to do nothing, it's only going to get worse. Life sucks. Your girl broke up with you, your boy broke up with you, this happened, that happened. And you just sit there and lay in bed, guess what else is going to happen? Days are going to go by. If you don't go to work, no money is going to be made and bills are still going to be due. I done seen people turn a bad time into a terrible life, a bad moment into a completely messed up situation. This is reality that we're talking. This is real life, y'all. Your success does not care about the little things in life. There's no excuses in terms of success. You can't cash excuses in at the bank. You can't pay your rent with excuses. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your car note with excuses. So we got to get to the point to where it's like, yo, I'm gonna move even if I don't feel like it. I'm gonna move even if I don't know everything. So the second thing, right? First was change your thoughts and understanding that it would change your state. I gave you guys some affirmations. I gave you guys some things that y'all can start to focus on doing. The second thing is take action before you're ready. Emotion follows motion. Emotions follow motion. Right? You see people that get in the gym, they start really feeling good about themselves. Their body starts feeling better because they moved. Y'all ever slept in and then the whole day just be a fog? Just be like, oh, I just slept in. I ain't do nothing today. You don't even feel good about yourself because you knew you ain't do nothing. You knew you ain't do nothing. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. I ain't gonna lie. I got some people with their camera on. I can't tell if they feeling me or not. And then there's a bunch of other people who ain't got their camera on, so I really don't know. So I'm just gonna keep talking and we're gonna close this thing out. The third thing is lower the activation energy. Okay? Lower the activation energy. And so what that simply means is don't think. A lot of people, they spend so much time in preparation. Oh, I got to get good. I got to understand it all. I got to know it all. I got to know it. And you building up all this anticipation to get one person on a Zoom call. Oh my God, it'd be making me, I'd be like, bro, bruh. Yeah, man, can we do my grand opening like Friday? Like not tomorrow, because, I really want to, can we do it Friday? I'm like, oh, brother. Oh, brother. Yeah, Josh, I ain't gonna fund up my live account yet, bro. I'm gonna just stay in this demo. And then they end up quitting the business, only having a demo account. I'll be like, oh, brother. I wish they would have just been able to see one win in that real account. Oh, it would have kept them. It would have got them. They would have really learned that. They would have had that real excitement. So stop thinking and trying to prepare for everything. Just do. You learn faster when you make the mistake faster. Stop being afraid of failing and messing up. That's the only way you develop. Okay? 5 seconds of courage will change your whole entire day. Just 5 seconds of courage. Anything you start second guessing whether you're going to do it or not, just act like you want to do it for 5 seconds and just do it. And I promise you, you can be like, yo, that wasn't even that bad. All right? That wasn't even that bad. Next, number 4, choose momentum over motivation. All right, the community is called Global Momentum Creators, you guys. And the reason why that is because at the end of the day, all right, at the end of the day, if you want to create long-term success, you gotta move and you gotta compound and stack the work. It's not gonna happen overnight. I don't know if y'all went to physics class, but this is the only thing I remember. I don't remember if it was physics or chemistry. But an object in motion stays in motion. That is the formula for momentum. An object in motion stays in motion. Y'all ever seen people have motion and then they lose it? Right? Like, oh, you was just having money. What happened? They stopped doing what got them the money. An object in motion stays in motion. So if you only focus on motivation, it's going to run out at some point. This call is not, it used to be called morning motivation within the community that I joined. I'm like, nah, motivation weak. I don't care about motivation. We need dedication. We got to be dedicated. Motivation is the fuel that runs out. Dedication is the engine. It keeps it going. As long as you could go get motivated by a quick little video. I could show you a little account show you some cash, you might get excited, can motivate you. But you gotta move. The last and final thing I want y'all to understand is, or the last final thing I want y'all to do is make the action small enough to start, but big enough to actually count. Write that down. Understand that. Make the action small enough to start, but big enough to count. Don't do just enough because it's like, oh, I'm gonna just start small. And then when you get a small payout of the action of the work that you did, now you disappointed. Now you're not satisfied. Now you're not happy. But then you ain't gotta do so much to where you intimidated to even start. You ain't gotta plan so much that you get intimidated to even start. Okay? So I want you guys to execute on the things that are going to help you get to where you want to be. Execute on 3 and Free. Execute on launching new members in your business. Sending 10 messages today. Posting your content. Studying the market. Showing up for the calls. Taking tap to trade setups. Showing up to leadership calls and trainings. Later on today, we got a fast start. Myself and Matthew Thayer. Touching your back office daily. Looking at it. Sending your link out, connected with new prospects. I want y'all to understand that for all of y'all, if y'all been here longer than 2-3 days, if y'all was on the Super Saturday call, y'all already know what to do. The only gap in between you and where you want to be is just doing it. You already know what to do. Okay? So I want to close this off with letting you guys know that you guys have a vision, which is a lot of what you really need. You guys all have a vision of where you want to be. You guys all are gifted. God blessed us with eyes, arms, legs, skill, talent to do what it is that we want. And I also want you to know that you're called. You would not have thoughts of doing big things in life if you wasn't called to do them. You were literally chosen to make the impact that you desire to make. And at this point, you're no longer lacking clarity. It's so much education and resource. I got trainings from the past few years. If there is something you don't know how to do, there's nothing a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute YouTube video can't teach you or show you. So you're not lacking clarity. You're lacking execution. So today I want y'all to make a decision to be more powerful, be more strong, and be more demanding of yourself to create the life that you really want. So if you guys are ready to dominate today, if you guys are ready to win, all right, just let me see some fire in the chat. Let me see some energy in the chat. All right, let's see. And if y'all appreciate the value that I give on these calls, I got a lot of people watching me right now. All right. I just hit a new rank. I hit diamond, TikTok, all of that has been blowing up for me. So if y'all appreciate the value that I give on these calls, when I do calls, I want y'all to, take a screen record, take a screenshot, post it on your story, tag me, and just show some love. Because if other people will see that I'm giving value, they'll want to be around to get the value too. Make sense? So nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Just a little shout out so I could repost it and just show that people. And if y'all really feeling spicy, if y'all really feeling grateful and appreciative, go ahead and drop a little message on there like, yo, this call did this for me. This call did that. Make a video. Talk about what this morning dedication call did for you. And you might even be able to accidentally attract someone in your business who could say, dang, I wish I was on a call like that. I wish I could have got that value. Man, I feel like I'm stuck and I don't know how to take action. I don't know what I need to do to get to better my life and change my life. And you making that one little video and talking about something beyond money might be the thing that gets that person who don't really care just about the money. All right. So before we get off here, let's check this gold trade so we could know how the rest of, my mood about to be in the next few moments. What is up with gold, bro? Hey, like, why does she do this to me? No, I'm just joking. Gold is doing this for me, you guys. It's not creating new highs. It's gonna drop. It is gonna hit my TP. You hear me, Gold? You are gonna hit my TP. You can keep coming back to my entry all you want. I was up $300. Now I'm up 80. All glory to God. I could be negative 400 right now. You gotta hit my TP, Gold. I'm not playing. All right, look at me in my eye. You think I'm playing with you? No. Take my belt off. That's how I be talking to the charts. I take my belt off right now. Don't play with me. Right, y'all. I grew up in a household, man. I was going to say what type of household, but I think y'all know. But I'll catch you guys on the next call. Make sure y'all check the schedule for today. Let's take massive action. Let's launch our businesses. Let's get massive results. And I'll see you guys later on. But we are out. This recording will be dropped as well.